Take a few minutes and do some sharing here. And don't take these with you. These are mine. First of all, what are the staff members doing? Talk to me about in your perfect learning environment for your child. What are the staff members in the school doing? What kind of activities do you see them performing in that school? There's no answers. Yes, sir.
You want me to just read one or read them all?
Your choice.
Okay. Facilitated learning, one-on-one learning, small groups, continual learning for staff members, like CE credit kind of stuff, and communication with parents.
Fantastic. Teachers that communicate, teachers that teach in small groups, and teachers that are learners themselves. Those are great. Someone else? Yes, ma'am.
We're on the feely side here. So we were in the empathy. We want the teachers to feel empowered. Well, teachers and staff feel empowered, not micromanaged. We want them to feel trusted. We want them to feel secure here. We want them to interact with children. We want them to love children. We want them to know the children and the families that are here.
Wonderful.
Feel it.
The word that you didn't have on there, but I heard over and over, was relationship.
Yes.
It's very important that we have relationship with our students and with each other. Someone else? Yes, ma'am.
So, we had some of the same things, reading children every day, providing fact, ensuring there's time to work with their classmates, team building, providing clear feedback to parents, hands-on learning, embracing a variety of learning styles to fit student needs, letting the kids think outside the box and not just cater to one type of learning category.
I love it. Great. Let's go to the next category. What are the students doing in this perfect learning environment? When you envisioned your child, you drove away from here, tears streaming down your face, that first day. What did you picture? Well, yeah, there's that too. I told a first-time mom the other day, I can always tell the difference. Those first-time moms, they're the ones that are sobbing and they've got cameras going and snapping and everything. And then the one who's done this before, they're like, see ya. What did you picture that the students would be doing? Yes, over here.
So we said a variety of activities. Students are actively engaged, not sitting for long periods. They rotating out to different classrooms by need or level. Choice, but not too much choice. Some children will pick the easier assignment, even though they're capable of more. See, again, another day of choice. A day filled with variety, not sitting too long. Hands-on activities. Cooperative learning activities.
Nice. Learning through moving. That's good. Someone else. What do you see the students doing? Yes, ma'am.
We talked about the kids being excited about school, being engaged, and trusting the relationships with their teachers, building friendships, using teamwork, helping each other, working together, and choice the daily five. Choice. We're all about choice.
Yes.
All about choice. Making them feel like empowered to, feel like they're there to learn and feel engaged.
Yes. Empowered and engaged. That's great. Someone else.
We want our students, our children to be able to solve problems, learn through project-based learning, learn to be empathetic with one another, learn to talk to each other, feel like they're part of something bigger. We'd like the students to be part of some more extracurricular activities.
Nice. Let's go to the third component. What do you see the community doing? How is the community involved in that perfect learning environment?
Sorry, can I read one more?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
What students do? Using new technologies and learning methods, Asian math methods. I'm a parent, I don't know what those are, but I'm assuming. Passive math learning with money and time, experimenting, global awareness, pen pals, Skype, 21st century learning skills, learning about environment, conservation, languages, learning to type, projects like science, and group and partner work.
I love it. Thank you. That's good. partnerships. Who wants to kick us off there? Yes.
This is a power table right here, because we have from the Macedonian Methodist Church, we had the mission.
We are so thankful for your support.
And it started on the other side of that, the Swift Creek Shopping Center, and the businesses have always been very supportive of Swift Creek, Daniel's Store, Campbell Road Nursery, Food Line, and then Macedonian Methodist Church by themselves, give us backpack buddies, they take care of the teachers' food luncheons. We've got more than 20 reading volunteers, they do a summer food pantry for our students, they have they're just beginning the lunch buddy mentor, and they do school supply drive, and we've done the angel tree. And what I told Susan was that through the years, Swift Creek has had those things, and they ebbed and flowed, and right now Macedonia is covering a lot of those things. So we who have been here for a while want and expect those things, and it's nice that we've got that community supporting our inside.
Yes, absolutely. Someone else? Yes.
We also had mentoring students, who are, who may be considered at risk, or who just need that extra adult in their life, for something other than an academic role, but be, providing that mentorship.
That's terrific. Yes. Yes.
PTA support, volunteers from all over, not just parents, visiting the police department and fire department and vice versa. Family participation projects and school/community projects for kids to go out and do some sort of service.
Fantastic. Let's go to the, yes.
Is it career days? If you need to
I
invite
love it.
parents, grandparents in to share their interesting careers, especially with the older kids?
That's terrific. Yes. Final piece here is, what does the environment look like? Talk to me about what the classroom looks like. Is it an outdoor classroom? Is it an indoor classroom? What should this room look like? What's your vision there? Straight rows, all facing one direction. The teachers on an elevated platform. Definitely a podium, yes. Come on now. You had something in your head whenever you enrolled your child. What was it? Yes, okay.
Non-institutionalized environment.
Ooh, nice.
Colorful beanbag chairs, reading nooks, all types of alternative seating, cooperative learning space, electronics, laptops, iPads, clean and inviting.
That's awesome. Christine, help.
We had similar things, of like a nice bright environment, a learning environment that feels clean, organized. We also have books for choice, like lots of different areas they can go and, have, if they want to go calm down, they can go do that and read a book, or other different movements and transitions and things like that. We have also like flat screen.
Flat screen TVs.
Go ahead. Have a vision. I like it.
Remove all that in the classroom.
Yes, yes. I want to point out, yes, sir.
Some of this is teacher participation. Tablets and iPads for students, diversity, celebration of diversity, visual aids, student art, highly secure, comfortable school environment, a garden by the PE wall with
I got that one on here spelled, I think, correct.
So I had a little epiphany while you were talking, and I promise this wasn't in my notes. It honestly just occurred to me. This group is made up of our teachers, staff members, besides parents and people who are in education fields in other places. You all had the same marvelous ideas. Many of the things that you mentioned, our teachers are already doing, or we've talked about doing. What that says to me is, we're on the same page. We're going in the right direction. And that's what I want to show you right now. Thank you for that. Please leave those on the table. I can't wait to look over those. Little background here. Our district, Wake County Public Schools, has a strategic plan. How many of you have seen this strategic plan? You're aware that it exists? Okay. The main goal of that plan is by 2020, Wake County Public School students will annually graduate at least 95% of its students ready for productive citizenship as well as higher education or a career. This is a lofty goal. And this was our starting point several months back in the fall, when we started talking about as a staff. First of all, we recognize that we are part of Wake County Public Schools. Secondly, we believe that we have all the elements of excellence right here in this school. And so, if this is our district's goal, should our goal be any less? We decided no. That we owe the students of Swift Creek community the same opportunities to be 95% college career ready as students in any other part of this huge, vast county. And we think we know how to do it. If you go a little further into the strategic plan, and I'm not going to read all this to you, but it's there on the website, but I've highlighted a few phrases that I would like to point out. Here's how Wake County has decided we're going to get to that 95%. Provide educators and students with the opportunity to participate in a relevant, rigorous, innovative, comprehensive learning environment. You see ownership of learning, and that was mentioned a few times just now. Multiple pathways to success, and I've heard that as well. Progressive learning environments, innovative learning, active, engaging, responsive to unique student needs. I heard all of those phrases. And adaptive to the ever-changing world, and then dynamic learning experiences. You all described wonderfully this same plan. Let's look at where we are. The state a few years back offered two different levels of performance. One is just a proficiency level, and then the other is this college career ready percentage. And that's what I have for you here to look at. Dark purple line, this is us. Wake County Public Schools is the second line. The southwestern area is the third line. Let's focus on this section here. It breaks it out into reading and math on down here. But in 2014, Swift Creek was graduating our students achieved 58% of them at a college career ready level. The following year, 57.3% college career ready. 2016, 56.1%. Now you see, that's a little downward trajectory. At the same time, Wake County in general went up slightly from 59 to 60.7, and the schools in our area went from 67.3 to 66.2. One thing you can notice is that while Wake County went gradually up, we went gradually down a little bit, and all of our numbers have always been just under the district average and about 10 percentage points under schools in our area. Now, this is us. I own these schools. You own these schools. You're the parents of these kids, the teachers of these kids, the staff members. This is us. This is our baseline. This is the place from which we're going to grow. Found this quote from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. about 10 years into the civil rights movement. In a speech that he gave, he said, "Education without direction is a one-sided social value. Direct action without education is a meaningless expression of pure energy." Now, of course, he was speaking of giving direction to the civil rights movement, that they had to be both educated and unified. And I want to use this phrase for us tonight because we need fantastic education, which I believe we have that in this school already. We have plenty of people that know how to teach kids, and we need that unifying direction. And if we can get that together, we're going to do great things. Thinking about that district goal, we then created our own goal. By June 2018, college and career-ready student proficiency will increase from 52.1% to 73.6% as measured by the North Carolina end of grade reading test, and will increase from 60.8% to 77.9% as measured by the North Carolina end of grade math test. Where did we come up with these very unusual numbers? There's a dartboard in my office. No. We know we want to be 95 by 2020. So we looked at where we were, subtracted that from 95, divided that by the number of years. Hard math, it took a lot of teachers to help me figure that part out. But essentially, we're looking at going up about 10 percentage points each year between now and 2020. About 10%. What does that look like in a class? It looks like about 2 kids each year. How are we going to do it? I told you we can't just have great education, we also need direction, we need unity. And we are looking at a very laser-like focus, a two-pronged approach to get there. The first is differentiation. How many of you heard mentioned in this group differentiated learning in some way or other? Small groups, one-on-one, teach my child where he is, those kind of phrases, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about a strong focus on small group literacy instruction. We even heard the term that we use here, Daily 5, and that's a beautiful framework to give students that differentiated instruction in language arts. We also want to do the same thing in math. The smaller I can get that group, the more targeted my instruction can be, the better they're going to learn, the quicker they're going to grow. We also want to really focus on our progress monitoring and make decisions based upon that. Our teachers here are doing a great job of progress monitoring students, checking them along the way. Because I can't just welcome the students in August and then magically in June, they've done everything I wanted them to. But along the way, we have to have those progress checks, and we then talk about it in our small groups, and we make decisions, okay, here's where we're going now. Here's where the weaknesses are now. How can we address that? That's differentiation. And the second part is the dynamic learning experiences. And this is what I heard many of you say. You want your kids to have fun at school. You want them to be engaged at school. You want them to want to be here. And that's what we want. Furthermore, I want my teachers to want to be here. Because if the teachers are dragging in, the kids are getting off the bus, dragging in, nobody wants to be here, you know what happens to those scores? They continue to go down. I want the teachers to come in that parking lot on 2 wheels because they cannot wait to do this amazing thing with their students. Some of you do that anyway, probably. I don't know. Not because they're late, but just their time. That's what I meant by that. I realized I need to clarify here. And I want students hopping off that bus, quickly walking without getting in trouble down the hallway, because they can't wait to get into that classroom because they know that Miss Sedigat has this crazy thing where they're selling things that they've made and learning about the economy. That's amazing. We can do that. We're already doing that. What it means is knowing and utilizing what I call the rigor relevance framework. Rigor means the level of complexity. Think memorization of rote skills, very low level. Deep thinking and analysis and being able to transfer that knowledge in other ways, that's high rigor. And then relevance. If I'm just teaching math for math's sake, then when they go to Food Line with $1, they're not going to have a clue what to do with it. But the relevance is bringing it into their real world. And even better, in our classroom, multiplying those different subject areas together. Teaching that math lesson that has social studies infused in it. Teaching that science lesson that requires them to use their good literacy skills. That blending together is how we operate in the real world. I wish sometimes I could compartmentalize things more than in my life is, but that's just not the way it is. And that's the kind of learning that we want to offer our kids. PLTs become research and development teams that are willing to take calculated risks in innovative teaching practices. What I have told your child's teacher is if it's research-based and it's out there, go for it. That means that a lot of things that we try here at Swift Creek over the next few years will be utter failures. We're going to go back the next day and we're going to redo it, and it's going to be marvelous. This incredible thing that Ms. D'Amelio does is really going to resonate with 3 kids in her class, and the marvelous thing that she does the next day is going to resonate with 3 more kids in the class. We want to be able to take calculated risks. The beauty of being in Wake County Public Schools is that we have access to lots and lots of different kinds of strategies. So as we stand in front of that fire hose and try to drink, we're going to find those things. Yeah, that's going to work for Swift Creek. I can't wait to try that in my classroom. Problem-based learning. This is also known as project-based learning. I'm going with this term because this is what my world is like. My world is full of problems, and I find a way to solve them, not projects. Our world's not full of projects. And when we talk about project-based learning, I wouldn't want anyone to think that that means that I'm making a collage and that's going to demonstrate my learning in any subject area. Our staff together read this great article about the Grecian urn. And my art teacher didn't like it too much, but she got it. I mean, she was on board with it. But the fact that a teacher would make this great paper mache project with her students about Greek history, but it didn't teach them Greek history. It taught them how to do paper mache. These teachers are coming up with projects that will solve problems in the students' world and beyond that's going to deepen their learning and their understanding. And innovation grants. If a teacher has a great idea and it's going to cost $50, I'm on board with you. So then, based on those 2 prongs, the differentiation and the dynamic learning experiences, which those phrases come directly from Wake County Strategic Plan, we have reorganized our learning and our committee work. We have a committee that just works on differentiation, one on dynamic learning experiences, and then one on digital learning. So important that our students learn in ways that look like the world that they live in. That doesn't mean that everyone's going to get a flat screen. But that digital learning team, they're already looking at ways to infuse that technology into differentiation and into dynamic learning experiences. And then PBIS, positive behavioral interventions and supports. That's the fun things about being a good Swift Creek Cougar. And that's the message we want to give to students. This is not how we act here. A cougar does this. Now, my previous school where I was principal, the mascot was a tornadoes. You try telling a kid to be a good tornado. I think it's easier to tell them to be a good cougar, but still, you know. And then finally, wellness. Sarah Graves is amazing, doing great things in this school. We've got a few of them we're going to talk about here in a minute as well. But teaching kids and staff to be healthy. So, what's so dynamic about Swift Creek Elementary? What are the great things that you're going to be hearing about over the next few months? The things you may have already heard about, the things that I'm going to be begging you and twisting your arm to be a part of. Let's just go down this list. First of all, have you heard of Play for 60 play? Okay. Yes! That's it. It does say that right there, doesn't it? NFL Play 60. So we got the training guys from the Carolina Panthers that's going to be here April 25th for our 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade students, and they're going to be doing drills with them that day. It's going to be a blast. They're going to love this. Field day. Many of you have asked about spring flings. I confessed I had no idea what that meant. what it does mean is field day. And we have a great field day planned, and that's coming up in the spring here as well. We need volunteers for that, by the way. We need volunteers for the NFL 60 also. PTA School Garden. Ms. Nehall, right over here, had this great idea to utilize this outdoor space that we have here. That is that's the beauty of this location, is all of this wonderful nature that's surrounding us, as long as it sits still, right? Some nature around here moves. But her idea is to have a garden that students could work in and could grow and things in and be able to learn from that. We'll need volunteers for that. International Walk to School Day is October the 4th. There's also an International Bike to School Day, and Ms. Graves is working on organizing those. Now, the next one, Watchdogs. Watchdog stands for Dads of Great Students, and this is a national program that was developed several years ago to get dads in the schools. Look around. I mean, let's be honest. It's easier to get some people into the schools than others. Watchdogs is a program that encourages dads, take a day off work. It can be your kid's birthday. They'd love that. And you spend the entire day in the school. You come in and I have a schedule for you. First thing in the morning, I announce so-and-so's dad is here. He comes down to the office. They get the picture made together. They have matching t-shirts. Seriously, you won't believe how thrilled kids are to know my dad is at school today. They go from grade level to grade level, helping out, making copies, reading with kids, whatever. During the lunch recess time, it's blocked off. They spend that with the kids, interacting with them. I need for that a head dog. Big dog, lead dog, big dog.
Big dog, I like it.
It is alpha dog, something like that. I need a dude who will run this program. And so if any of you know anyone, maybe some of your husbands owe you big time. I don't know. Talk to them. Because as soon as I can get somebody that will take this and run with this, I would help them. And we're going to have dads in this school. My previous school, sometimes we had 2 or 3 dads spend the entire day in the school at sometimes. We had a grandfather who would come every single Wednesday. Now, this is great stuff. We just need somebody that will take it and run with it. Swift Creek has been a school for 85 years. That's amazing. And that is part of the charm of this school, is that it has been around for so long and people are so invested in this community, in this wonderful school. And so this spring, I'm getting a committee together. Thank you for sending Peggy. No? Oh. Yes. Thank you for sending her to me. Some people that are interested in celebrating, and we're going to do something this fall, several activities this fall to celebrate the 85 years of Swift Creek Elementary. I think that's something to be proud of. We already have muffins for moms scheduled for May, and then 2 weeks after that, donuts for dads. A morning where we want moms and dads to come in and just hang out with their kid for a little while. Odyssey of the Mind is a great program
Yes.
that encourages that critical thinking that I've been talking about, that problem-based learning. And so we're going to get into that this fall. Our wonderful new media specialist, Stephanie Wills, is interested in bringing Hour of Code here and teaching students the value and the economic value of learning to code. We have several mentor programs that take place here already. There's Helping Hands. Those students were just here this afternoon, and we have 2 assistant principals from the county that they come here on Tuesdays and they spend time with some of our boys. NC State offensive end football players come and spend time with our 2nd grade students, and community members such as the Macedonia United Methodist Church. Your service is just beautiful here. I love it. Drama, chorus performances, We just recently started a program a couple months ago here for our 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders called iReady. And if you are a parent of a 3rd, 4th, and 5th grader, I do hope you know about it. And I do hope that your child has been working with iReady at home. It combines that great benchmark assessment, fall, winter, spring, progress monitoring every month, as well as engaging instruction in both reading and math that they can do here and at home. There's a program called HELPS for our grades 2 through 5 students who are struggling with fluency. We need volunteers for that. Yes, would you like to speak to it? Put you on the spot.
It's a research-based at NC State. We've done it here for many years. One success story of a student came to us reading 62 words per minute by the spring benchmark. He was up to 123. He had a level 2 on his EOG. He got a level 4 in the next year. It really helps kids attack their fluency issues so that they can focus more on the understanding of the text instead of fighting for how to decode the words. It's a wonderful, wonderful program.
Excellent. We also have another read a book program that is here for 1st through 3rd graders, and our ESL teacher, Ms. Carrie Burkharder, organizes that, and we have parents, volunteers from the community that come in every morning and they sign in up there and they go down and they read books with kids and they hear them read. So as we started listening to things, I thought, man, this is exactly what, if I had kids, I'll be honest, I don't have kids. I've heard many times, you don't understand. Well, you don't understand. I got 500 of them. But I do get it. But if I did have a child, these are the kind of things that I would want them to be involved in. And these are the kind of things that I believe gets us to differentiation and dynamic learning experiences that's going to get us to that 95% by 2020. This is nothing official. No one voted on it. This is just my personal vision for the educators here. Educators at Swift Creek will become expert practitioners in developing rigorous, relevant, differentiated learning environments that will produce college and career-ready students. And I have a vision for our students. Students at Swift Creek Elementary will become college and career-ready citizens who are critical thinkers, adapting the knowledge and skills learned to an ever-changing world. This is where I see your kids. This is where I see the students at Swift Creek. When they go on to Dillard or wherever else they go to, I want those teachers to say, wow, Swift Creek prepared these students. When they get in high school, I want them to say, where did you go to school? And they're going to say Swift Creek. And I say, wow, they really knew what they were doing.